And I just saw a review, and it struck me. I guess you were in Minneapolis, right? I don't know when you were in Minneapolis. It was a day or two ago. And there's a review about it, and it struck me. I saw a Comedians in Car getting coffee with Seinfeld, and Seinfeld says, I don't read reviews. My review is the audience. Do you read reviews of your work?
No, I don't even. If somebody was reviewing that, they're an idiot, because it's a work in progress on those shows I was doing, working on new material. Why would somebody review that?
Well, the person actually wrote, at this point during the work in progress tour, his mimic-free routines aren't all that sharp or original.
Oh, what a douche! Look at that.
Yeah,
that's a shot.
Yeah, I mean, why would somebody even review that to the point? Because that's what it is. Like, the whole point is you go to the clubs to work on the silly stuff, and you try different things.
Right.
So the fact that somebody was trying to review that doesn't get it. Like, so that actually makes me mad that somebody's that stupid that they're doing something like that. Well, of course it's not that sharp. It's only been tried 5 to 6 times. That'd be like going to watch Chris Rock at the Comedy Cellar when he just shows up. And the first thing I found out, it's something I've said too. But it's Rock shows up and he's like, lower your expectations. So it's like, I mean, that's just that. What paper was that in?
Let's see, in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune.
That's brilliant.
That's a big one.
Newspaper. Reading.
That's some truth to that. That's
dude, let me review that person. You're writing in the newspaper. All right.
Yeah, that would be Neil Justin wrote the column.
Yeah.
But yeah, it struck me because I think Seinfeld's right. Why read a review? The audience is your review every night. If they laugh, you did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, the people have asked me, they've wanted to come out to shows, and they're like, we want a review. Can we get a couple tickets? I go, I don't want the review. There's no reason for you to review me, because you're just you're going to look for stuff that you don't like. That's what you're doing.
My phone buzzed 6 separate times with people saying, when you wake up, you're not going to believe what JP did when Frank Caliendo was on the Junkies.
Yeah, that's true. It was just JP being JP.
I didn't actually think it was that horrible. It just got us down a wormhole that we were in for 10 minutes.
He actually supported it. Frank Caliendo himself tweeted positively about it.
It took away 10 minutes of him doing impressions.
Well, but JP, what's he going to say? I hated the fact that you did this to me. He's got to put. I mean,
I don't even think to defend JP. I'll defend him.
The question wasn't about the review itself. The question was, having seen Seinfeld say he doesn't pay attention to reviews. Frank, do you pay attention to reviews?
Yeah, JP didn't mention that it was a poop review, but then
he asked what was in the review.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've heard you guys interview Mike Rizzo. I mean, you don't start off with stuff like that, and especially comedians are the most sensitive, insecure people on the planet. He's a friend of yours. Yeah. Like, I just can't believe that.
I'll defend JP. You'll hear it. He wasn't trying to put him on the defensive. He was just asking him, do you read reviews? I mean, honestly.
All right.
But then he actually brought out the actual review.
He kept going at it.
He wouldn't stop reading it.
He kept telling Frank about the poor review from the Minneapolis. Like, he could have dropped it or just said, maybe this won't go well. Maybe I won't bring this up.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're not alone. We saw the tweets about it. All the people going, this is incredibly awkward.
Did you see the tweet which Frank Caliendo wrote himself?
Did you see the text that he immediately sent Drab afterwards?
He's obsessing over it.
Oh, I got to hear this.
He's obsessing over it. Because he's a comedian, and all the. He just said immediately after the interview.
Send me the link to the review.
No, he just said, let me find it here. Thanks, man. I appreciate coming on. Still mad that the idiot reviewing that kind of show will be thinking about it all day.
Right.
Oh, okay.
No.
He ruined his day.
It does sound more awkward than I felt. I listened to that, and it sounds like I'm a little defensive at that point, which I was just stunned that somebody would write
Open an interview with that?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Frank, can we just get to the important stuff? If Donald Trump and John Gruden were arguing about what restaurant to go to, what would it sound like?
I think it would show something like that. I mean, but that's the problem is I can feel that when I get into a room. It's so, with to start to do stand-up, you can feel the people going, when's he going to start doing the voices? Is he going to start?
Right.
So that's why I have to figure out the way to get to that point. I love that this guy didn't think that a Fortnite bit was original either. I haven't heard anybody do it, so I don't know. I guess.
All right.
You bumped him out again, JP. Way to go.
I guess you didn't want to do the bit because I really wanted you to.
He started, and then he bailed.
What was it again? Let's do it. What is it?
Donald Trump and John Gruden were arguing about what restaurant to go to. What would it sound like?
I'll tell you what, man. I want to go to a nice sit-down place. You want to go to a sit-down place? No, I'd rather go to McDonald's right now. It's always a good time for the great taste. I'll tell you what, man. It is always a good time for the great taste, but I want to go to some kind of place where they're going to bring me different courses, where you could get like a Big Mac here and then some McNuggets. I'll tell you what, I love McNuggets. That's all that is.
See, it makes me laugh.
There you go.